Hi, this is Dan Bullard, retired electronics engineer, sitting on the front deck of my houseboat. Oh boy, it's almost the end of January, yay! And I just got paid. I love getting paid for doing nothing. Of course, I was getting paid a lot more. I'm making almost as much as I made when I went to work for GenRed in 1984. But that's cool. I'm good with that. I don't have to pay property taxes. That's a great thing about living on a boat in Oregon. I want to talk to you about some of these guys. Oh my God. You know, people hate my guts. I swear, these people hate my guts. Now remember, Albert Einstein, when he published his theory of general relativity and all that stuff, 100 German scientists came out and said, oh, this Einstein guy, he didn't know what he's talking about. He's a fucking Jew. And boy, next thing you know, they're slaughtering Jews left and right. So nobody's going to slaughter me over this, but it's kind of cool. I really appreciate it, I mean, you've seen all the people who hate my guts. They hate my guts. Now, this Michael Gottlieb guy, he did this thing. He said that I should post my books for free online. And you guys know me. I pretty much have. I have 100 articles on LinkedIn. Not all of them about harmonics, but most of them are on harmonics. And I've given away everything. In fact, when I got that really good review from that guy on distortion, he very carefully couched what he said about how my book explains how harmonics are created using time and voltage. He was very carefully crafting that to not give it away. Of course, now, come 8 years later, I give it away totally. So, area, and that's Parseval's identity. And I didn't know about Parseval's identity because I don't have a degree, Gottlieb, and I don't need a degree. In fact, it makes you stupid. Having a degree makes you stupid. Guaranteed. I proved it. I've proved it again and again. I have all those articles on LinkedIn. Go ahead and comment on them. If you comment, you can comment on distortion if you want without even buying the book. Go ahead. It'll show up as a not verified purchase, but go ahead. But if you go to LinkedIn and comment, you say Dan Bullard's a fucking idiot. Come on, do it, Gottlieb, do it. Say Dan Bullard's a fucking idiot. He doesn't know a fucking thing. You don't even have to read the article. Just go find my articles. I've written a lot of them, 100 articles in total, and most of them are on harmonics. And you can watch the evolution of these laws that I've come up with. And they're not laws of nature, Gottlieb. They're laws of physics. Laws of physics. I did that video where I was drifting down the river in my little boat, Little Ambition. I got in so much trouble for that video. These people on this, it was a mechanical website. This bearing was causing harmonics, and they didn't see it. They didn't understand it. They made up all kinds of crazy ideas about what it could possibly be, and it was harmonics. And I did a post on their thing, and I did a video, and I had to take it down. They threatened to sue me for defamation, like E. Jean Carroll, defamation of character, blah, blah, blah. So they were threatening to sue me because I said these guys are idiots, and they are. Pretty much everybody in the world is an idiot. Okay, I want you to listen to this, Gottlieb. Not one single person has figured out any of my laws. Any of them. Parseval's identity is as close as they get. Law 6, my newest law. It's like nobody knows what the harmonic signature is coming from. In fact, the people at Stack Overflow were saying that I should add a random number generator into my simulations to make the phases dither around. Well, where are harmonics random? They're not random. If they're random, it's because the signal is bouncing around a little bit. And that's true with like motors and stuff like that, right? If the motor speed is varying, then your harmonics will vary if you have a harmonic from a distortion in a bearing, or in this case, it was a bearing. And the guy figured it out with an FFT, found out it was a bearing, replaced the bearing, and all was good. But, you know, these are laws of physics. They're not laws of electronics, they're laws of physics. And Feynman should have known this kind of thing was going to happen. There's a book out there called The Half-Life of Facts. And when I volunteered at the Vancouver Community Library, that one popped up on the shelf, and we sold it for $1, I'm sure. But it's a great book, and I did an article on it on the BookNook blog. So Feynman is wrong. Feynman was wrong. Feynman's dead. And I don't know what Feynman thought about harmonics. Yes, I do. Because if Feynman said anything useful about harmonics, it'd be on Wikipedia, or it'd be in his book, or it'd be online somewhere. People would be quoting Feynman. Oh, Feynman said this about harmonics. They don't do that. They're still coming up with bullshit explanations of how harmonics are created. Some with backwards time and all kind of crazy shit. So Feynman's wrong. Sagan was wrong. A lot of these guys are wrong. The half-life of facts proves it. In fact, as I mentioned in the half-life of facts, at the end of the book, he makes a mistake that's so obvious. He says this gal was going to the fish market to see if any new creatures would show up, and it was near the end of whatever it was, 1878 or something, in the winter. So she went to the fish market. No. I was married in the summer in Australia in January. In the Southern Hemisphere, that summer. So I was married in the summer in January. This gal was going to the fish market in the summer in South Africa at the end of 1878 or whatever it was. So this mistake was in the book, The Half-Life of Facts. And, you know, I mean, in some ways I think maybe he probably put that in there to make his point that you can't trust anything in a book. You can trust the stuff in my books for now. I mean, eventually somebody will figure out how the Bowler harmonic solution can be improved and encompass everything. But right now, that's the best you're going to do. Nobody knows the angle. It's the angle that causes the harmonic signature. Nobody else knows that. Nobody. Not a single fucking person. So, I tell you, man, this guy's really something. Oh, and by the way, so my book costs $25, and I get like maybe $6, maybe $7 out of that. For harmonics, I get something like $10. But and for the Reluctant Road Warrior, I get something like $3. But I'm not going to print my books for free. It was a pain in the ass just to find somebody who could print in color. I already told you that. Printing these books in color is a huge pain in the ass. The only reason I'm going through Amazon is because Amazon will print them in color for a relatively reasonable price. And why do I need them in color? Because odd harmonics and even harmonics are different. And so I made sure to color code my graphs that I made in Excel. In fact, the PhD, John Michael Williams, who helped me read my book and correct it, and he commented that one of my graphs, it had the thing for even harmonics in red and odd harmonics in blue, and there are no even harmonics. I was making the point that there are no even harmonics when you have absolutely perfect symmetry. And he's like, you shouldn't have even harmonics in there if there's no even harmonics. I'm trying to make the point that there's no even harmonics. A PhD, he's a PhD in electronics, and he didn't get it, you know. So he read the whole book, he never figured out. PhD poisons your mind. So if you have a doctorate, your mind is poisoned. In fact, if you have any kind of a degree, your mind is totally poisoned. And that's why I was able to come up with this stuff. It's low-hanging fruit, man. There's a lot of stuff out there that's like, look at Elon Musk, you know. NASA went for years building spaceships that they threw away. So they'd spend years building a spaceship and they'd launch it and throw it away. Elon Musk, he just did a launch today. It was a 10th flight of a Falcon 9 and it landed again back at landing zone 1. Why did NASA have to build landing zone 1 and 2? Because SpaceX came along to launch rockets and they needed a place to land, and until SpaceX showed up, there was no landing zone 1 and landing zone 2. A guy like Elon Musk can figure out how to do things because he's not a government idiot with a PhD and who knows what. I mean, these guys are idiots, complete idiots. And I made my living working around these guys with degrees who said things like, oh, you can test a filter with an impulse. No, if you test a filter with an impulse, the noise overwhelms the signals and you don't get anywhere. In fact, my TCF test is brilliant because it optimizes the signal and knocks down the noise. And if you use the function that my buddy Daver came up with, periodic white noise, that actually reduces the signal to where noise actually gets involved and you start compromising your measurements quite a bit. It was a problem, but I really wanted to get that out there for Daver, and we were trying to sell testers to Maxim, and that's how we did it. We did this article, and Maxim said, okay, we'll try periodic white noise, and they bought like $4 million worth of testers. So, and then I felt bad when they couldn't get it to work with another filter, but I was going to leave anyway, so it was okay. Anyway, so these guys hate my guts. They really do, and I'd like to go out in a blaze of glory, but that ain't going to happen. And my wife says, if they offer you a Nobel Prize, turn them down. And I'm going to, because, let's see, who has a Nobel Prize? Oh, Obama has a Nobel Prize for peace. And then he went off and he did wars. He created wars. He killed an American citizen. He blew up an American citizen, but he got a Nobel Prize. So my wife doesn't want me to have a Nobel Prize, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get one. And not with guys like this Gottlieb character. What a jerk. Anyway, I've done my best trying to explain all this to you. The only thing I don't give away is the Bullard harmonic solution. And people say, oh, you can't copyright a formula on a bet, because there's a term in there that has to be explained. And to explain it, you need text. And fair use, I don't believe in fair use. I don't believe in fair use. And if somebody takes my stuff and uses it, I'm going to sue the shit out of them. In fact, I'm going to make it illegal for Wikipedia to even mention it. They're going to have to say that harmonics are caused by evil spirits. That's the way it's going to be. Anyway, I've ranted enough. It's okay. It's a Tuesday. And let's see. Yeah, it's nearly the end of January, so yay, we're coming out of it. I wasn't sure I was going to make it. Man, we got that snow. You can see it's all gone now. We got that snow. I'm like, oh, God. It was like 10 inches of snow. But we got through it. It was okay. I didn't have to go anywhere. I don't go anywhere. My wife does everything. She just took the garbage up. I don't have to do anything. So, my job is to push my stuff, and I'd like to sell more books. I sold 6 in December and January. I'd like to sell more, but it'll come to it. At some point, copyrights last a long time, and my grandkids are going to get rich off of it, especially if somebody takes it, and we're going to sue the shit out of it. Sue that shit out of it. So, but you don't have to buy my books. You can read my articles on LinkedIn. I've already told you that. 100 articles on LinkedIn. Go ahead, read them, comment on them, critique them, give me shit, whatever. It's a wonderful day. I don't mind being out of here. The sun's shining. It's the end of January. Yay. So once again, from the river, this is Dan Bullard.